Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, cats and kittens, dogs and fucking puppies, and all you fucking misfits out there. Wrestling fans, I hope you guys are doing okay. Hope you're staying away from the Twitter machine, that Jack Dorsey piece of shit. Will try to take advantage of your fucking feelings for profit. The same with that lame-ass, degenerate motherfucker, Mark Zuckerberg. Because I think both of them are millennial pieces of shit. And they're degenerates, and they're ignorant, and they're fucking stupid. And they're trying to make money from your feelings. But besides all that craziness, welcome to the Wrestling Enthusiast Real Talk. I am Eric Peralta, otherwise known as the Wrestling Enthusiast. Today we're gonna have a bit of a different show. We're gonna have a retro review of Ring of Honor / New Japan Pro Wrestling's G1 Supercard from last year, 2019. The show that was hosted by Madison Square Garden in New York City. One of the biggest shows Ring of Honor might have ever produced. Is it worthwhile? We're about to find out. Also, Vince McMahon's handling of the COVID situation is definitely a fucking moron. You already know what I think of this son of a bitch. But in any event, you already know my opinion, and I'm going to go on a deep sea rant about this cocksucker. And you already know my feelings for him, since the way he's handling that situation, along with his butt buddy Kevin Dunn. The squirrel-faced, Wolverine-looking, turnip-looking piece of shit. But in any event at all, let's take a look at what's going on in the wrestling news. And of course, there is a rumor going afloat that Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, who recently just got released by the WWE, with settling their 90-day no-compete clause. There's been a report that has been released that Impact Wrestling is rumored to be in hot pursuit of Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. High hopes of the duo making their Slammiversary debut. Pro Wrestling Sheet, who is the coming source, they said that the company has offered Anderson and Gallows strong deals that would also enable the team to compete for New Japan Pro Wrestling once the travel restriction ban has been lifted. So that's going to be an interesting debate. That's going to be an interesting situation too. The company has been teasing signing of former WWE superstars. Most notably was EC3, a man who teased a return to Impact Wrestling, and also a potential deal with Ring of Honor. So that's going to be very interesting. Impact Vice President Scott D'Amore has also a long existing history working with both Gallows and Anderson, so that would past relationship be enough to create a present working relationship with Impact Wrestling. Impact Slammiversary will happen July 18th, and that's the night that Gallows and Anderson's WWE no-compete clauses are reportedly set to expire, which is very interesting considering the team is expected to announce their future plans very, very soon. So that's a clear indication that they want to go to the Impact Wrestling, but I think it's also another indication that that Gallows and Anderson want to wrestle for New Japan as well. So that's going to be very interesting to see what happens from there. Breaking news from Impact Wrestling. The latest on Tessa Blanchard, and that she's been fired by Impact Wrestling and been stripped of the Impact World Heavyweight Championship. So therefore, the title will be vacant until Slammiversary, and we will have a new Impact World Heavyweight champion. We will have to wait and see what happens at Slammiversary. Now, in regards of Tessa Blanchard's future in wrestling, it appears that WWE has an interest in her despite past attitude issues during the Mae Young Classic. Dave Meltzer reported from F4WrestlingOnline.com, and he says, unquote, I know she's gotten feelers out for WWE. I don't know about AEW. It's funny, if WWE signs her, I don't think anyone says anything. And if AEW signs her, I think that people will just go berserk on AEW signing her. In a 2018 interview with Wrestling.com, Blanchard claimed that contrary to what people think, her and WWE are on very good terms. That's according to her. Now, Blanchard was recently fired from Impact Wrestling for not turning in promos that was gonna hype up the championship match at Slammiversary. Once the producers told her, you need to turn in some promos and record some from home, because Blanchard currently lives in Mexico with her fiancé Miguel Olovo, aka Daga. And she has reportedly been concerned about traveling to the United States during the COVID-19 pandemic and not been able to return to Mexico. So there has been some rather issues going on, and we'll have to wait and see. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens. To Tessa Blanchard from there. Also, another developing situation. Michael Elgin was also let go and fired from Impact Wrestling. Now, he was named as one of a growing list of professional wrestlers that have been accused of sexual molestation, of sexual predator, or accusations revolving racism and domestic abuse. He is one of these names. There's at least 40 of them. I've already mentioned my speaking out episode, which is 2 episodes ago. There is so we're not sure. He has been recently suspended. Joey Ryan and Dave Chris are no longer with the company. They've both been fired. Joey Ryan's accounts have been deleted. Bar Wrestling has officially closed down, sadly. However, we can't support that business if he's going to be like that, and he's a promoter. The word on the street is Michael Elgin was suspended. However, this led to a firing because there was a situation that developed when Michael Elgin got in contact with Sami Callihan. Apparently, they had some sort of disagreement, and apparently they revolved into a fist fight. And before you know it, once they got broken up, Michael Elgin was given his notification that he'd be no longer with the company. So that's a interesting development in situations going on. We'll keep track of that, and we'll keep posted as the time goes by. And in the meantime, we'll take a look and see what happens and see how Impact reacts from there. A quick programming note. The interesting matchup has been set up for this Wednesday's NXT. The NXT this week will be following the Great American Bash format, and will pay an homage to the OG WCW pay-per-view. So they'll pay an homage to that. And an interesting matchup on Wednesday. NXT Women's Champion Io Shirai will take on one half of the women's tag team champions, Sasha Banks. And it's a non-title match, but it's a very interesting match. I say check it out on Wednesday, but also see how Fyter Fest is. I will review Fyter Fest Night 1, and then the week after I will review Fyter Fest Night 2. So that's currently what's going on in the news today. All right, this week we're going to do a little something different. Usually I record WWE pay-per-views and AEW pay-per-views in these past couple of weeks during the podcast. So this week we're going to take a look at a different promotion this time. We're going to take a look at an event that I watched last year, and I thought it was a great show that they put on. It wasn't like the best because it had a little bit of flaws here and there, but it was still good fun. The event is a cross promotion of Ring of Honor / New Japan Pro Wrestling, And to commemorate their return in Japan, doing an empty house show so far, empty arena shows, along with Stardom, of course, what they're doing the same thing as well. So they're starting to reopen their pro wrestling business over there as well. So, so what I'm seeing right now, we're gonna take a look at Ring of Honor / New Japan's G1 Supercard, and it's from 2019, barely from last year, back in last April. It was a little bit around right around WrestleMania time, but it was a very good show. It was excellent stuff. I'm gonna go and review matches by matches. I kind of remembered this this entire event, and I had good fun with it, and I enjoyed watching it. And it was a long fucking show. It lasted about a good 4 hours, 4.5 hours. But I really had a lot of fun watching this show. So let's take a look at it, right? Okay, so if you had the Honor Club, and if you subscribe to the Honor Club, by the way. Oh, and before I begin once again, this particular event in its entirety, with the pre-show 30-man Honor Rumble, this event is posted on YouTube. And so if I were you, I'd go check that out and go to youtube.com, go into the Ring of Honor channel, and go type in the G1 Supercard, and it'll pop up in the whole entire event in its entirety will all be right there, and it'll be available to watch exclusively on YouTube. They're doing this because they were supposed to do a G1 Summit, a G1 Supercard early again this year in Florida. However, unfortunately, the pandemic has fucked everything over around, and I fucking blame these motherfuckers. But anyway, so what they're gonna do is they showcased the entire event on YouTube, and you could be able to watch it for free and watch it via Honor Club, but just go and subscribe to the Ring of Honor channel, and it is exclusively posted right on their channel. So just take a look at it, and it's a lot of fun to watch. And now I'm watching it once again, and it gives me nostalgia, and I said to myself, let's review it, shall we? All right. So the 30-man Honor Rumble, and there was a storyline before this event started. Kenny King requested to be number one. So 2 men start, Kenny King, and then one of the Japanese kings himself, Minoru Suzuki. So these two started. And by the way, the winner of this Battle Royal, this Honor Rumble, which is kind of like in Royal Rumble stats, every 60 seconds or so, a new participant will come in, and a new buzzer and a new wrestler will come in, number 3, number 4, etc. It's like Royal Rumble. So here it goes. The winner of this match gets a Ring of Honor title shot in the future, and we'll discuss that in a little while. Here we go. Kenny King requested to be number one and asked to be number one, and he'll take on Minoru Suzuki. It looked like Minoru Suzuki was going to get the upper hand in this one. King tried to attack, and Suzuki just sold him anything. He wasn't selling and wasn't registering any of the blows that Kenny King was trying to hit him on. Wasn't trying to punch him, trying to kick him, but no reaction to it. So Suzuki dropped him with a couple of forearms, one of those stiff Japanese strong style forearms. Number 3, 60 seconds already passed by. Number 3 is Cheeseburger. Cheeseburger is a fun gimmick. He's a fun guy, talented wrestler. A lot of people say, "Oh, but a guy named Cheeseburger, what the hell?" I'm like, no, he's actually a good guy. He's actually cool. So Burger shoves and chops on Suzuki, gives him a good old knife-edge chops. So Suzuki drops him with one shot and knocks him down. Number 4 is the Beer City Bruiser. and he just jabs everyone that's in front of his ass. Number 5 is Sho from Roppongi 3K. And he's one half of the IWGP Tag Team Champions. He started laying some drop kicks on Cheeseburger. Number 6 is Shingo. And Shingo started brawling with Shao from Roppongi 3K. And, of course, they might have some sort of rivalry going around in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Just keep in mind, I like New Japan Pro Wrestling and I like Ring of Honor. But usually when I'm watching the story, it's hard for me to keep track of storylines sometimes. So I do my best. If anybody out there, if I mention something and if anybody out there wants to correct me, they could go ahead and do that. Number 7 is Bushi. And Suzuki started working over Sho, apparently because Suzuki and Sho. Then Bushi started attacks. Then they started knocking him down with a Hurricanrana. Number 8 is Yo from Roppongi 3K, the one half of tag team partner of Sho. The tag team is like they're hip hoppers in Japan. So anyway, he attacks. He literally saves Shao and he gives a couple of dragon screws, 3K double on and teams up on Bushi. So they gave a 3K double. Shaheem Ali is number 9, and Burger got tossed out, but he hit a catatonic on Sho, so he ended up still hanging in there. Shingo and Suzuki started a big old brawl. Number 10, Rhett Titus. He started to pose because he's a bit of a show-off. He worked on Ali, on Shaheem. King started attacking, and then Kenny King started attacking, and then on his opponents. Number 11 is LSG. And correct me if I'm wrong, but if anybody out there would know, what does LSG stand for? I mean, I've heard that name before, but I don't really know what. But every time I see the name LSG, it reminds me of LSD. But LSD, same fucking thing. No, but I've heard of this guy before. I don't know him. I'm pretty sure he's one of the mid-carders from New Japan. But I think he's been trying to do something to work his way up in the upper card. So a big old brawl comes out, and here comes Taguchi. Taguchi comes in at number 12 and started tossing Ruby Roll at people and starts attacking all his opponents. Will Ferrara at number 13. He and Titus, they know each other well, so he ended up hugging him. Then they double team on guys, and they started, it's like an old tag team gimmick thing going on. Number 14 is Chase Owens, and he starts going a little crazy and nutty. And they started doing running around in the middle of the battle royal, and gets all the participants in, and they all started going in and out and started going one side of the ring to the other. They all started doing a marching parade style type of attack and started attacking their opponents. Number 15, the coach of Roppongi 3K, and that's Rocky Romero. He started attacking Bushi and Shingo, as of course they might have had some sort of tag team battles in New Japan. Taguchi calls the plays on, and Romero hits forever clotheslines, and 3K joins in. All the others, they all beat the shit out of Bushi. Poor Bushi. Romero then dumps him and throws him out. Number 16 is Brian Milanes, and he dumped up Ali and LSG, and they started eliminating him. Number 17 is Fail, and he literally eliminated both members of Roppongi 3K. They started attacking Cheeseburger, started throwing him out, and they actually started holding him on. While number 18 comes in and is Jonathan Gresham. Fail and Milanes come face to face, and Shingo ended up tossing Titus, and Suzuki ended up tossing Shingo. And then at number 19, Tracy Williams comes out and starts brawling with Minoru Suzuki, which is a big no-no because, judging by how he's looking and with his mean demeanor on him every time he takes a blow, he just wants to fuck you up. I don't know. It looks like that he was giving that look there. Number 20 is Yoshihashi, and he started attacking. He started getting on the attack. In the meantime, Fail started attacking him. Number 21 is PJ Black. PJ Black, who used to be known as Justin Gabriel in the WWE. Number 22, there were several eliminations actually. Ferrara got dumped, Chase Owens, and I think that was it. I believe there was only 2. But number 22, one of the main guys in Japan, Jushin Thunder Liger, the legend, the man, the myth, the legend himself. And he started beating up on the show ties and started getting a great reaction. And he got a nice big pop when he came out into the ring. He eliminated Milanis from one of the big motherfuckers out there inside the ring. So it was a lot of fun. He started fighting with Minoru Suzuki. Number 23 was TK O'Ryan, and he and PJ Black started fighting. 24 is Vinny Marseglia. And they formed a kingdom. They double teamed each other, and because you know how sometimes some of the members of the Bullet Club were in here as well. So they have definitely fucked a lot of opponents up. Number 25, Lizard Man. He just starts attacking random fucking people, and just basically try to fuck everyone up when anyone he bumps into. Number 26, Big Tom Ishii. Now we're talking Bullet Club, aren't we? I think I got that wrong. Actually, no. We talk about Bullet Club, Big Tom Ishii. He lights people up with some strikes, eliminates Black. I could be wrong. How many Bullet Club members were in this match? I think it was like 3. I might have to. I think it was like three members of the match. But anyway, I'm looking at match quality here. Yeah, he was. He was on the attack, started lighting people up, and then he eliminated PJ Black. Number 27, Yano, Ishinori Yano, and he ended up entering from the front in an entrance ramp, and then he went onto the side and headed straight to the commentary booth. And it's like, huh? What is he doing? And but mind you, Colt Cabana is in the commentary booth. So he gives him the split, and then he said, go out there. So here comes Colt Cabana. And Colt Cabana started running and started attacking every fucking opponent that he had. Number 18, here comes Roki Goto. Fascinating wrestler. He's a veteran of New Japan. Hashi gets tossed by Fail, and then the rest start ganging up on Fail, and then they all start dumping him. Number 29 is King Haku, and they said, and the commentators were like, wait a minute, aren't all the members that are in this match, in the part of the Bullet Club, aren't they all already participated? And then King Haku shows up. The legendary King Haku, who's been wrestling since the 80s. I'm surprised he's been able to wrestle this long, but sometimes career longevity could actually do that for you. Haku is in. Cabana tries to attack him, but then he gets a Tongan death grip. And then Yano tries to run in and try to make the save, and they both started double teaming him. Then the 30th and final entrant. The great fucking Muda. Wow. One of the most legendary, probably the most legendary name in Japan since Antonio Inoki. Joins this matchup in the 30 participants in this battle royal. So Muta starts fighting and starts beating the shit out of Delirious, and then goes and tosses him out. Yano accidentally hits Colt Cabana, and then Suzuki ended up eliminating both of them. And then Muta dumped out Gresham, and Suzuki, and then Goto brawled. So halfway, they started eliminating each other left and right, and before you know, Ishii started to fight him along with Suzuki, and then they both hang out. The Kingdom ended up tossing Cheeseburger out, who's probably one of the longest lasting members right there. So basically, what happened right after King Haku got dumped out of ringside, once they attacked Ishii, Ishii-san, then they started dumping him, and they didn't like that because he was actually a crowd favorite. The Kingdom, both tag team members, you had the Great Muta, and then you had Jushin Thunder Liger, and those were the last four. So Muta and Liger ended up eliminating the Kingdom, and they all started getting down, and boom, they all ended up tossing him out. And then they started tossing each other out. So then we're down to the final two. We're down to Great Muta and Jushin Liger. So a nice little pop right there with a couple of holy shit chants. Liger then hits a Shoutei, and then Muta hits a Dragon Screw. But then here comes Kenny King out of fucking nowhere. And Kenny King sneaked back in, and he eliminated both them, and he was never eliminated, and he never got tossed out. Kenny King ended up winning this Battle Royal. Becomes number one contender. Okay, hold on. First of all, where the fuck did Kenny King come from? And where the fuck was he the whole entire match? Well, this is a Battle Royal that had some fun moments. I just didn't like the finish. I think it was cheap, but at the same time, it's heel tactics. Heel tactics come in and started playing a factor. Not a bad Battle Royal. I mean, hey, it's a Battle Royal. What the fuck do you expect? I mean, there's going to be a lot of bullshit going on inside a match. I've never reviewed a Battle Royal before where it had to be an 8 out of 10 or higher. It's just not, it's really difficult to process it unless you got a lot of crazy shit going on. But nonetheless, it's kind of difficult because the whole entire rule of a Battle Royal is to make sure that you know, you throw your opponent over the top rope and both feet touch the floor, and that's the order of advance for elimination. Kenny King did that Jerry the King Lawler type of shit where he fucking went under the ring somewhere after he was number one, and once a couple more participants came out, he just went into hiding and decided to wait 40 fucking minutes to fucking eliminate the last two people. It was a shit finish. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me started on that. It's a good Battle Royal. Don't get me wrong. And it was an interesting way to start the kickoff. So I'll give it about a 6 out of 10. It was great seeing Jushin Thunder Liger. I like seeing King Haku. I like seeing the Great Muta. I think those were great. Minoru Suzuki is definitely one mean looking tough dude. Seeing some of the guys from New Japan and some of the former IWGP Tag Team Champions were there. Seeing some members of the Bullet Club. I liked it. I enjoyed it, and it was fine. I just hated the finish because I thought it was cheap. So I didn't really care for that. So 6 out of 10 is my verdict on that matchup. Oh, by the way, right after the matchup, Great Muta ended up spewing mist right on. He pulled an Oscar, so to say, and missed Kenny King right in the fucking face, and that's what he gets for being a jerk off. You know, kayfabe. I'm talking kayfabe wise. All right. So that was pretty much the kickoff match. 30 guys were showcased here. It was nice to have a couple of guys from New Japan to come in. It was good to see some bits of the Ring of Honor roster as well. Most of the heavy hitters will start showing up later on in the card. So, so we get the introduction. We start watching. We get greeted by the announce team. Kelly, I see Kevin Kelly there, former WWF commentator. So the first matchup, we have the IWGP Never champion versus the Ring of Honor television champion, and that's the Ring of Honor television champion is Jeff Cobb, and the Never Openweight champion is Will Ospreay. Okay, first of all, I will say this was a fantastic way to start the pay-per-view. I like the way this show was. It definitely started off really well, and in front of a big crowd. It's like 20,000 people in Madison Square Garden. So this is fascinating shit. Jeff Cobb was the one that hit offense in early. He was getting that ground and pound type of wrestling, you know. Once he started sending Will Ospreay to the floor, and they started quick. They started fighting and they started turning this from a wrestling match immediately straight to a brawl. And in my opinion, I thought this was going to be a full mat wrestling match where, you know, like it's going to be like physical and shit. And it was definitely physical. It was. And I like this part where, you know, where Will Ospreay got sent out to the outside, and he was going to do a springboard, a Sahi moonsault, right on top of Jeff Cobb, and he was going to do a tope suicide dive, and Cobb, almost losing his balance, he was actually holding on to him, so he picks him off, do a suicide slant, and then he ends up doing a fucking hurricane on the floor. And I think what happened was Cobb was going to do a Sasuke special, kind of like the way the great Sasuke does it. But Ospreay turned it in. I'm sorry, it was a DDT. But that was a nice little spot what they did. It looked like it hurt. It looked physical. I swear, I thought Jeff Cobb hit his neck. But, you know, as it could turn out, he was actually okay after that. Because once he got that spring Sahi moonsault, he was going to set him up to the top, and then he ended up trying to hit a delay suplex, and then gets a near fall. Cobb tried to counter into the Hurricanrana into a fucking bear hug. That was a nice little sequence there. There was a moment where Ospreay tried to escape with a couple of elbows right in the face, and then he followed back in with a handspring kick. Then he gives him a fucking enziguri. Then he dumps him on the fucking ropes, and then hits a 619. I liked how physical Jeff Cobb could be. Cobb could be like brute. He has the strength. He has got the ability, and he just uses some straight forearms, and then gives him a couple of strikes. Ospreay just jumps up and starts firing up. He laid in the strikes and then Jeff Cobb just gets him with a couple of jabs. I gotta tell you, Jeff Cobb I've seen him wrestle at PCW Ultra, and this guy is amazing talent. So anyway, right midway towards the match, I think what happened was Jeff Cobb got him with a super kick, then he ran into a Spanish fly. That was a nice little spot right there. A head kick by Ospreay, that was a notable moment of the match. That was actually pretty fucking insane. Cobb ended up fucking hitting with some fucking big-ass lariat. Cobb went up top and tried to perform the frog splash. He missed. And then Ospreay tried to get a Robinson special, and then he started to get him an Os cutter. And then Cobb ended up catching him and tossed him into the buckles. And that Oscutter was a great near fall because it looked like Ospreay was gonna fucking pin him, but he didn't. So at the end of the matchup, Cobb ended up countering out of the ropes only to eat a cheeky Nando's, which is like a what was it? Like a roundhouse kick. But anyway, I could be wrong. I'm sorry. I could be actually wrong, but he got him with some gnarly ass fucking move. It was like some steep kicks. Ospreay went up to the top, but Jeff Cobb headbutts him, gives him the tour of the islands, hits a proper slam, and then he finished off Will Ospreay. So the Ring of Honor television champ beat the never openweight champion. Will Ospreay has had a reputation in Japan for being one of the top talents out there, and this did showcase some of what he's capable of. And one time I reviewed a match when Will Ospreay fought against Ricochet. I rated that match a 10 out of 10, and I was going to give it a 10.5 out of 10 because it was a match that broke the scale. Because I've seen so much physicality in that match, and that match was fucking mental. I mean, it was incredible. So anyway, this was a great proper opener. The crowd was into it. The pace was good. Both men were hard hitting each other. They were fighting. And Jeff Cobb winning, that just pretty much showcases his ability as a world-class professional wrestler. So I give this one an 8 out of 10. It was a hot start. Okay, kind of clear my throat. The next matchup was a Ring of Honor original, Dalton Castle, taking on Rush. This was a job match. This is what happened. I'm going to review the entire match. Rush hits the running drop kick, and then Bullhorn, and again, Castle's done. That's it. That's all I could describe. It was basically a squash. In my opinion, there had to be reason for this. Rush was an up-and-coming wrestler. Dalton Castle was a seasoned veteran. Well, I mean, Castle just basically shot. And that's how you build a star in the major stage. So Rush portfolio just skyrocketed, pretty much. After the match, Dalton Castle was all disappointed. He looked all dejected. Before you know it, he ended up attacking his guys that hang out with him, and he laid both of them out. Now, before the next match, there was a segment where Juice Robinson got laid out backstage in the locker room. So somebody must have attacked him. Someone was running in the camera in the camera back there, and someone was making a run for it. We don't know if that was the guy that attacked him, but Juice Robinson's knocked the fuck out. Don't know what happened, but we'll see. Might end up playing out later on in the rest of the show. Okay, all right. The next matchup is Women of Honor Championship match. The champion is Mayu Iwatani against Kelly Klein. Kelly Klein has her MMA team, and they had a couple of her trainers right behind them, with a team set up because she's in a bit of a group. Mayu Iwatani is with Sumi Sakai, and for the record, Sumi Sakai knows a lot of these Joshi wrestlers, and she's wrestled with I believe I don't know if it was Emi Sakura, but also with she knows Mayu Iwatani. She knows a lot of these girls. She knows Mayu Iwatani. She knows Io Shirai. She knows Kairi Sane. She knows Minoru Sakura. She knows Mio Shirai, who is the sister of Io Shirai. And I think she knows Maki Ito and Mina Shakazawa. She knows them, and Yuka Sakazaki. A lot of these girls A lot of these girls, she knew a lot of them Joshi wrestlers over there in Stardom and all that shit. So, and she knew Hana Kimura. Yeah, and I hate to bring that up because there was a dark match that was not televised in this show, and Sumi tagged with Hana Kimura, and it's fucking depressing talking about it. But I saw the match, and it was not a tearjerker, but it's just humble nostalgia to say. I mean, to describe it in a way, but I know Sumi Sakai. She's definitely really nice. And I took a picture with her at PCW during the meet and greets, and she even let me hold her. She was a champion, and when she fought against Viva Van, and she let me hold the title. That was so cool of her to do that for me. That was really awesome. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked from the point. The matchup, though, Mayu and Kelly Klein. She requested that Kelly send the team back. They were doing the honor handshake. There was a bit of hesitation from Mayu, but I guess because Kelly's team was right there. But then they ended up walking on their own. So then she wanted to go a fair one-on-one matchup. Here we go. They lock up, and they work into counters, and then it turned into a stalemate. Iwatani starts falling with a couple of kicks. Kelly ended up attacking her previously, going after Mayu's knee. She grounded things up, and they started tying up with the legs and started adding into a dragon sleeper. Kelly ended up following up for a Samoan drop. Near fall. I thought Kelly Klein was going to overpower her in this matchup, but Mayu actually turned this match into a match. She pretty much carried most of the workload. There's nothing against Kelly Klein. What Kelly Klein did was in this matchup was she showcased her capabilities and her strength, and Mayu she showcased her speed, and that ended up being a given in this match. But Kelly just powered her up, started slamming her, and they ended up grounding into a corner. She tried to catch a high cross and then hits a fallaway slam, and then Mayu avoided the charge and hit an attack, and then started hitting some kicks, heads up top to hit the high cross into the floor, and then Mayu rose back in, but Kelly posts her. So they started trading some punches here and there. Not a bad match. I think a bit of slowdown, but I think Mayu, she definitely carried this match. I think it was very interesting to see the contrast in styles. You had speed against strength, and I think what happened here, strength kind of overpowered it, because a little bit ended towards the match. I think what happened was Kelly rolled back in along with Mayu, and they started trading strikes. And then once Iwatani laid in an ion knee strikes, Kelly started blocking her. She blocked the Hurricanrana, but then here comes Mayu, and then she hit it a reverse Hurricanrana, gets a near fall, and then another knee strike on Mayu, gets another near fall. Kelly then fought back and hit a German suplex, but Mayu Iwatani bounced back and hit a lariat, which was good. A super kick, then a dragon suplex followed suit. Mayu was up at the top, and then she missed a moonsault, and then Kelly hits a lariat and then covered for a near fall. And then once she got up from the cover, she ended up power bombing Mayu. And that didn't work either. So finally, Kelly Klein ended up hitting the K-Power, which is her little specialty slam. And then she pinned her 1, 2, 3, and Kelly Klein regained the Women of Honor Championship. So this is her second time, I believe, she's held the title. It was a nice little rivalry because this is something I did keep track of at Ring of Honor, that Mayu Iwatani and Kelly Klein. There was a previous pay-per-view. I forgot what the name was. I think it was Best in the World. I'm not too sure. I have to double check. But they had some good matches, and they had a nice little rivalry, showcasing someone from Stardom and then someone that represented Ring of Honor. And like I said, they showcased a little something here and there. I just think that Mayu Iwatani mostly carried this match. I thought she was more physical in this one. Kelly Klein showed her strength, and I enjoyed that part. So there was a bit of beneficiary to both of them. But as far as this match, I give it a 6. It wasn't bad. It was good. It's just that it wasn't bad. It was a pretty solid matchup, to say the least. I have to give credit to Mayu Iwatani on this, and I think she delivered well. Angelina Love and Velvet Sky arrived, and then they started surrounding Kelly Klein. Here comes Mandy Leon, who just left the commentary booth. She was doing commentary for the match. She jumped Kelly Klein. They started laying out. And she started laying out Kelly Klein. She just recently won the title. And then here comes Jenny Rose and Stella Gray. They started to rescue her. They ended up beating her ass out. The crowd reacted poorly on this, and they shit all over it. Velvet Sky, Angelina Love. So I guess her and Mandy Leon, I guess they named themselves the Allure. I guess that's what this whole thing is about. So they created a stable, and this is what we saw. And the crowd shit on it. They didn't like it, but I don't know if they started jeering and booing because they figured, this is boo, you suck. Why did you jump her from behind? Either they got that type of heat or they got motherfucker heat, which is, boo, go the fuck away, you motherfucker, that type of heat. And I don't really know if that was the point here, but it could have been a little bit of both. I don't know why bury her since she just recently won a title back. But, it was just weird to me why they did this shit after the match. But, okay. Okay. So here comes Mega Ran, who performed the Welcome to the Garden type song. I don't know what the hell this is about, but... So this is kind of like an intermission. So he started singing, he started rapping, and started performing. And then here comes Bully Ray. Bully Ray comes up, and Mega Ran starts to beg off and says, "Come on, man," and then Bully, because some people are chanting him, "Fuck him up, Bully! Fuck him up! Fuck him up, Bully! Fuck him up!" Clap, clap, and that's what it was. And Bully goes, "I don't know if you can hear them, but you got about, I don't know if you're hard of hearing, but you got 20,000 people chanting out here. They want me to see me kick your mother trucking ass." I knew what he meant. So he pushed him aside, shoved him up, and then he got up and went to his fucking face. And then he kicks his ass and he attacks him. And he throws him out ringside and says that because Juice Robinson has been pulled out from the match, his New York Street Fight Open is still open. And as soon as he says that, here comes Flip Gordon. Flip Gordon, I believe, was on injured reserve in Ring of Honor, so we didn't know what happened here. But I was under the impression that he had some sort of knee injury. And this was a bit of a surprise to see, just to see Flip Gordon come back so quickly from injury. So I guess they had a bit of a surprise here. So here comes Flip Gordon. He starts attacking Bully Ray, And then Silas Young and Shane Taylor started jumping in, and they started attacking Flip Gordon. So it had reason to believe that they were the ones responsible for Juice Robinson getting his ass whooped backstage. And then comes a bunch of shit. They bring out a table. They get a couple of chairs, because obviously this is a street fight. So a 3-on-1 situation turns into a 3-on-3 when all of a sudden Mark Haskins and Juice Robinson recovers and comes back. So, yeah, this is what's happening. Once Juice Robinson and Mark Haskins arrive, this is turned into a 6-man tag. Originally it's supposed to be 1-on-1. Now it's a 6-man New York street fight. So here come the fucking weapons. Here they bring them in a bin. They started bringing all kinds of shit. They had kendo sticks. They had tables. They had chairs. They brought in a wooden pallet. So they started bringing all kinds of objects, and they started bringing them in. So there was a couple of chair moonsaults. Haskins tried to cut him off. Taylor tried to wipe him out, and Gordon dumps in. This was a pure sixer fight. And in my opinion, this is what they described as a fun match. What I describe as a fun match. What I mean is they're going to be hitting each other with a whole bunch of objects. They're all going to be fighting each other. I don't know if anybody remembers this, and anybody that played wrestling video games in the past before, or maybe the WWE 2K19 or 2K20 games or anything like that. But if you ever played these 6-man matches where anything goes, and then you set them up in hardcore rules or extreme rules, and everyone starts using weapons and all that shit, and they're all against each other for 3 against 3. I describe something like that as a fun match. So that was what I thought about this type of matchup. So there was a couple of kendo sticks here and there. Some chairs were being used. Flip Gordon took a shitload of kendo stick shots. He kept asking for more, but then Juice Robinson and Haskins started getting kendos for themselves, and they started taking out Silas Young and Taylor. Bully tried to run away, and then Juice ended up after him. Juice tossed him back in. Bully tried to beg off like a sissy, and then he ended up nut-shotting Juice Robinson. Silas and Taylor started attacking the others. Faces tried to battle back. Gordon ended up getting, beating on everyone, getting some momentum until Taylor started hitting him with a trash can. Taylor gets a table, and then the heels try to set up, and Bully power bombs Gordon through a fucking table. They crotch Bully on the post, and he's like, "Oh, my balls! My balls!" Yup, you just hit your little shingledary little sack of raisins down, didn't ya? But anyway, Silas gets on top. Haskins was fighting him off. He hit a double stomp onto chairs, but then Taylor hits greetings from 216. Taylor gets that fucking wooden pallet. I was wondering when they were going to use that. So, this was a fight. It was a solid fight. It was pretty fun to watch for what it was worth. I think the booking portion of Ring of Honor was it's solid, but it was a little messy. This match was a 6 out of 10. And I think they should have done a better job booking. But I could see why they're doing something like this. It's not easy to book matches, but at the same time, you could do something that makes sense. This was iffy to question. However, it was still solid fun. Given the entire Bully Ray segment, while Suzuki and Ishii were in the pre-show, I don't know why. I think Ishii and Minoru Suzuki should have been in the main card. I mean, why the hell not? They both got talent. So, I don't know. I mean, they got to understand a little bit more tediousness to the wrestling fans there. So, this is why I'm doing this review. Okay. So the next matchup for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title is the champion Taiji Ishimori versus Dragon Lee versus Bandito in a three-way dance. This match was fantastic. I enjoyed everything in this match from start to finish. As soon as the bell rang, they just went straight out fucking throwing haymakers at each other. And they just... Ishimori starting off with some hurricanranas, and they started flooring Bandito. Then Ishimori follows with a golden triangle moonsault that looked beautifully executed. And then Ishimori started to chop off with some on Bandito. I gotta tell you, I couldn't tell who was more over in this match because, to be honest with you, there was a moment in the match where all three, once I believe Ishimori started getting Dragon Lee and they started throwing him on the floor, he did a moonsault on him. And then they went straight into the floor near the rail. Dragon Lee cut him off, started punching him down. Then he gets on the top rope and then he does a backflip of his own. And then here comes Bandito with a Asahi moonsault like maneuver, and they end up knocking both these guys down, Ishimori and Dragon Lee. So, there's some high risk, lots of defense, and lots of offense. It was fast paced. Bandito looked really good, especially him hitting a super hurricanrana. And then Lee followed with a destroyer on Ishimori. I mean, God, that was beautifully done. They worked into countering each other when they struck. Bandito hit a pop-up cutter on Ishimori. That gets a near fall. And Bandito started heading up to the top rope. And then Dragon Lee ended up getting him, and then he started hitting a double stomp on him. Ishimori ended up hurricanraning, and then he ended up hurricanraning Bandito, and then he cradled Dragon Lee for a 2 count. And then a lung blower came in, and then that was also a near fall. Bandito saves Lee from a bloody cross, and then they ended up brawling, and Lee and Ishimori started heading up top. Bandito then back over and hits a moonsault slam on both of these guys. That was fucking crazy. I mean, that was beautifully done. That was worthy of a pop, and the fans gave a chant of "This is awesome." You see that right there? Great fucking match. Dragon Lee wins. Bandito and Tajiri Ishimori. Dragon Lee becomes the new IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. And boy, what a match that was. It was a 9-minute match, but it was a great one. It was a great one. It was appropriate to see that all three guys were a contributing factor in this matchup. They all did their shit. They all did their moonsaults, their hurricanranas. That sick moonsault slam was dope. I mean, it was incredible. Great action all around by all three. I mean, I wish they got more time, but I think the Bully Ray bullshit, I think probably killed at least 5 or 10 minutes worth of this shit. So I don't know. All right, another match, and this one had an interest in me because I found it very, very intriguing. I'll come up with that in a minute. It was for the Ring of Honor and IWGP Tag Team Championships. Both of them were on the line. Guerrillas of Destiny, the IWGP Tag Team Champs, at this point in time. And then they got the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions PCO and Brody King. And I got to tell you, Brody King is definitely one talented motherfucker. He's LA, Southern California based driven. However, he's also really tough. He's a standout guy. That's why Ring of Honor picked him up. PCO is a seasoned veteran who used to wrestle in the WWF when he used to be a member of the tag team, the Mounties. He used to be managed by Johnny Polo, I remember. So yes, Guerrillas of Destiny and the IWGP Tag Team Champs, Ring of Honor Tag Team Champs, PCO and Brody King, and they took on the Briscoes and Sanada versus Evil from New Japan. Sanada and Evil, they're two extremely talented individuals, among some of the best Bullet Club members from New Japan Pro Wrestling. Evil, true fact about Evil, he's actually married to Io Shirai. Yep, I know that's pretty crazy. But enough of that. Anyway, so as soon as the bell rings, another fucking brawl starts. PCO started hitting some cannonball suicide dive. Boy, Tiger Hitori was trying to keep control here. Jesus, he's a legendary referee. But anyway, I'm enjoying this match though. This is a bunch of fucking action left and right. Very, very good. It was hard hitting with some clotheslines by the Briscoes. Briscoes tried to pull King, Brody, and PCO to the floor, and the Guerrillas of Destiny start to get attacked by the Briscoes. Evil tried to lay out Loa, and then Sanada got a Paradise Lock. It was all around war. I liked how Brody King looked, especially when he went all Lucha Libre on this match. And then he took on and started hitting a Hurricanrana, and he cleared the fucking ring. That was a nice little spot. And for a guy that size to make moves like this, that's fucking something. Mark flied out to the top and then wiped out the whole entire fucking pile. And fucking Jay Briscoe. The Briscoes take over right from that point on. It was a lot of shit going on. It was really hard to keep track, but at the same time, it was somewhat of a mess, but not a bad mess. I mean, I like the way how Sanada was fighting. I like the way how Evil did it. And Evil tried to do his baseball attack with the chairs, and Lidge tried to work over each other, and then Jay started hitting Sanada with the Jay Driller. I like the way they pulled off their maneuvers. A little bit in towards the match, Brody King was on the apron, and he chokeslammed Mark Briscoe. PCO was up at the top, and then he hit an apron senton bomb. I was like, damn. That was a painful, painful spot. That had to hurt. And PCO is like 51 years old. I could be wrong. I mean, he's like 52. But a 51-year-old to move like that, you don't see shit like that every day. Anyway, right after the senton that PCO delivered, then a Ganzo bomb was delivered by Brody King on Mark Briscoe, and a PCO salt followed, and then Guerrillas of Destiny make the save. PCO lights up with some chops, but then Guerrillas of Destiny fucking powerbomb him to the floor and went straight into the fucking mat. And then they had a stun gun, and they fucking stunned Brody King when the referee was not looking. What the fuck was that? That was a trip. So once that happened, they were going to the super bomb. They fucking throw back Brody King back into the ring, and they give him a super bomb, and then they hit it on him. And the Guerrillas of Destiny win the IWGP and the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions. So they're double champions at this point. And a 7 out of 10 match. There was a lot of crazy shit going on. It was a bit of a mess, but at the same time, this was fan-fucking-tastic. I mean, it was good. It was great, messy, but it felt like a fun match when you have 8-man tags like this. So it was a trip. So everyone played a factor in this match. I really enjoyed it, and they won the match. Okay, now here's something that tripped me the fuck out. What really tripped me out, and then again, I just fucking brushed it off, and I said, what the fuck? I'm like, what the fuck? And then I looked at, you could see in the background, as soon as the bell rings when it ended the match, here comes 2 fucking bozos jumping over the rail, and they got their asses beat by the Briscoes and Bully Ray, and they started knocking down those 2 guys, and they both started a major brawl, and they were right in the ringside. Now, Guerrillas of Destiny win this tag team championship match. The camera's focused on them, but you could see clearly in the background there was a big fucking fist fight with Bully Ray, because Bully Ray's a booker, and the Briscoes, and they both started fighting each other. It's like, fuck off, loser. So we wondered what the hell happened. There was a tweet on Twitter that said Enzo and Big Cass just jumped the rails at MSG. Bully ran out, and he and the Briscoes beat the absolute shit out of them. Green's intentionally not showing it, while Guerrillas of Destiny were in the ring celebrating, and they were still fighting. Oh, by the way, when all this shit was going on, Yano from New Japan took the IWGP Tag Team titles from the Guerrillas of Destiny and said, hey, I'm right here in the front. So they were focusing on that shit. Now, if you went to Twitter and you went to social media, you see that fans had their video phones out, and they were having their shit out on, and they were fixated on this fucking fight, which was either a shoot or a work. I couldn't tell if it was a shoot. I couldn't tell if it was a work. I didn't know. Some people said it was a shoot. Straight out fucking shoot. So these guys fucking jumped over the rail. I'm like, where the fuck was security at? Then a whole bunch of black shirts and suits started coming out, and they all started escorting these dumb, stupid motherfuckers fucking out of the fucking arena. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what kind of stupid shit is that? And that was like an attention-seeking horror just trying to get on TV. What the fuck did I just watch? And I know that was not kayfabe because, something in me told me it wasn't kayfabe, but yet somehow it sort of was. But I never found no confirmation of them joining Ring of Honor. I never seen no confirmation of them joining any other organization except being a bunch of fucking WWE rejects because of bad attitude, by the way, and a rape allegation, which I'm not even gonna come close to thinking about right now, especially at a time like this. This is a bunch of shit, and you're having a good event going on right here. What the fuck do you think New Japan Pro Wrestling was thinking about when they saw this shit? Good fucking question. Am I right? I'm telling you, it's just fucking weird. And pretty fucking stupid if you ask me. And yes, I've mentioned on this two episodes ago on the podcast, Enzo Moore, whatever. He's a fucking degenerate. Yes, I called him a degenerative piece of shit, and I called him a fucking hobo and a bum because I think that's what he is. He likes to start drunken fights at a Blink-182 concert. No, he's fucking doing that type of shit, so that's what I think of him. Big Cass is just a big, stupid, degenerate fuck. that has a bad attitude and doesn't respect any of his fellow locker room members. So he's just fucking pissing his career away, by resolving into fucking alcoholism, just because he fucking said the wrong set of fucking words in the wrong sentence at the wrong fucking time to the wrong fucking people. So he fuck up. He has to admit that he fucked up, and maybe he should fucking be a better person for it. But I haven't seen much out of him, so fuck him. And if anything I say is not true, then I'll gladly apologize to him, and I'll apologize right here on this podcast. Otherwise, you could kiss my big fat bumpy ass. You fucking degenerate piece of shit. Okay, moving on to that situation. We have the Rev Pro British Heavyweight Championship at stake here. We have the champion, Zack Sabre Jr., taking on Hiroshi Tanahashi. It's funny because during the entrances, I see Taka Michinoku escorting Zack Sabre Jr. to the ring. That surprised me seeing him. I haven't seen him in years. More in decades even. It's been like, what, 15, 16, 18 years? Since I've seen him with the WWF? But anyway. Hiroshi Tanahashi, great wrestler. I think he's quick. I think he's quick for a heavyweight. His matches are fantastic. I think like any type of match that I've seen, and from a personal standpoint, because I don't have ratings posted, but what happens is he's usually in a match that doesn't rate no lower than 6.5 or 7. The guy's a workhorse. He's definitely up there along with some of the best. So I like the way this match started. It was a lot of fun. They traded uppercuts. They started getting physical. Some of that Japanese strong style started to take in its place. Sabre tried to give him a couple of counters with some elbow drops into an armbar. So yes, they were using some ground wrestling. And remember, in Japan, they take this shit. Pro wrestling is taken like a sport. So they have everything, taking a coon to that. So, yeah, it's just crazy. It's outright insane. But the skill set that they got is just really phenomenal and physical. Tanahashi in a little bit. If you go a little bit forward in the match, Tanahashi fired up with some uppercuts, but can't skin the cat, and he was like injured or something. It's like a sign of weakness. Tanahashi laid in a couple of blows to Zack Sabre Jr. A Swanton bomb. Sabre tried to fight a cloverleaf, and then he makes the ropes up and gets him down. He locks on a cobra twist, but then Tanahashi started to counter it. And then a dragon screw in the ropes started to follow, and then he gets a cloverleaf in. Sabre counters into a triangle, and then a Kimura into the arm. And then Tanahashi tried to power up and transition back to the cloverleaf. So there was some submissive style type of wrestling. So you can see that they were really, really trying hard. Really, really doing their best to get super physical and make this into actual wrestling. And they were using some ground wrestling in this match, so I was very impressed. It was kind of like a cross between European and Japanese style. So it was kind of like that. A little bit, and towards the end of the match, Sabre tried to counter a dragon suplex into an European clutch. He gets a near fall out of that. Tanahashi hits a rolling twist, and then he started shouting out because he started gaining some momentum. And then he gave him a sling blade, and then he gets another near fall. Sabre countered into a dragon suplex into a standing crucifix, almost like a razor's edge type of move. He pulls him to the ground, works on the arm bar, and then he transitioned to orienting with the napalm death strike, and then Tanahashi has to give up, and then he submits and taps out, Great match. Great match. Very good. Very awesome. It was just, I like the way Zack Sabre Jr., he defended his title, retains it. It was beautifully done. Zack Sabre Jr., Hiroshi Tanahashi, they didn't look weak in this match despite the tap out. This was the usual great match for these two. And I like the way these guys wrestled, and I look for them to do big things soon. Wherever they come up with that, let's see what happens. I give this match an 8.5. I was intrigued by it. It was very submissive. It was submission-like mat-style wrestling. Like they were actually wrestling in a mat. Almost like freestyle shit. Very good, very good. I mean, it was very impressed. Okay, so next matchup, you got the IWGP Intercontinental Championship match. You got Tetsuya Naito versus Kota Ibushi. These two guys are big names in Japan, especially Kota Ibushi, who is one of the fastest rising stars I've seen. He's definitely a phenomenal wrestler. Tetsuya Naito is he's wrestled at Wrestle Kingdom before. The guy doesn't fuck around. He's wrestled in a 10 out of 10 match before. Or if you want to call them 5-star matches, go ahead. But yeah, no. The guy's work ethic is unbelievable. The way this match is, Naito started messing around with trying to fake some lockups and trying to get into Ibushi's head. And then they eventually started locking up, and then they both started wrestling. Naito attacked and then worked into a stalemate, and then Naito started attacking with some kicks and strikes, and Ibushi cuts him off with a hurricanrana. I liked the way these two fought. I liked how they brawled. They brawled onto the side, but they also got hit and knocked into the floor with some drop kicks. And when they started fighting each other, Naito slammed Ibushi into the barricades, and Ibushi ended up into the fucking crowd right in the front row. So that was actually really good. So he throws him back in. Naito hits a corner drop kick combination, and he gets a neck breaker, falls with two. You see, it sounds like a basic match, but it actually is not. It's actually very physical, and they're working stiff. They both are working stiff. They're both hitting each other out. This kind of reminded me of how. If I want to go as far as say that this match kind of reminded me of when AJ Styles fought Shinsuke Nakamura when they fought each other at the Wrestle Kingdom back in 2016. That was a 10 out of 10 match, and AJ Styles. This is it was AJ Styles' last appearance before he went to WWE. Shinsuke Nakamura, this was his last year, or actually it was also his last appearance before he got signed to NXT, so he could wrestle in WWE. So I saw a lot of similarities in this match. The only difference was, I think, just slightly, Kota Ibushi was the workhorse in this match. But I fucking loved every minute of this match, because this match showed some physicality. It told a story. The crowd was into it. There was a lot of great near falls. Like one time when they both were doubling down on each other after a hurricanrana, super hurricanrana, and another near fall, they started working double down. Then once Ibushi started hitting an elevated German suplex, that was a great fucking near fall. Naito, Tetsuya Naito came in and started he countered a Kamigori, and then he hit a stiff jig and tonic, which ended up fucking throwing them down, and they got to trade in for a 2 count. They both started punching and kicking each other, and they all started swifting the momentum left and right. They both fired up. Naito got pissed and spat on Ibushi. So Ibushi started getting pissed, and Naito hits a reverse hurricanrana, and then he gets another near fall. The crowd pops right after that. The crowd is heavily into this match. It was fucking crazy. Ibushi then countered a Destino, and then he hits a head kick, and then they both hit each other, and they knock each other down, both straight out of exhaustion. Ibushi then hit a Bomaye, and then another, and then two straight special kicks and slams, gets all of them fucking near falls. Then the Kamigori started connecting, and then Kota Ibushi ended up pinning Naito. I was gonna say Setsuya, but Setsuya Naito got pinned by Kota Ibushi. He's no longer IWGP Intercontinental Champion, so we have a new champion here at Kota Ibushi. These two fucking killed it in that ring. They fucking killed it in that ring. That was amazing. What a fucking match. And you know what? To produce a 21-minute matchup that's going to have a match that's going to tell a story, this was one to follow suit. And boy, and I enjoyed when I was watching the Zack Sabre Jr. and Hiroshi Tanahashi match, but this one is straight up contender match of the night right here. This was match of the night. A 10 out of 10. Yes, that's right. I'm right. Name this a 10 out of 10. Kota Ibushi beat Setsuya Naito. What a phenomenal performance. Unbelievable. This match was a masterpiece in my eyes. I loved it. It had aggression. It had a fixation for a brawl. It told a story. It had great wrestling. It had some dramatic near falls. And maybe some false finishes might be a bit redundant, but hey, you can't go wrong with this shit because the whole entire crowd was into the match. That's how you book a world-class championship match right there. Kudos to Ibushi and Naito. I give them a standing ovation for that. So that's match of the night so far. We still got a few matches. And that's the one that's going to be Ring of Honor. The Ring of Honor title. It's a triple ladder match with Jay Lethal versus Marty Scurll. And I'm going to go ahead and say this versus Matt Tavern. I'm going to go and say this. We understand that Marty Scurll is undergoing some allegations going on right now. But we're not going to talk about that right now. We're going to talk about the wrestling match. Yeah, he might be a piece of shit or he might be innocent. He says he's innocent. We don't know. We have to wait until facts are facts. But in the meantime, let's not think about that. Let's think about what type of match he had. When he had the title match between Jay Lethal and Matt and his other opponent, Matt Tavern. This was a ladder match. And I gotta say, it's a very entertaining ladder match. I like how all three competitors, use good usage of the ladders. They usually using them as weapons. So this was a pretty fun little match. I enjoyed it. There was a lot of twists and turns, and once the bell rang, they all started brawling, and I knew there was going to be it wasn't going to be a clusterfuck, but I was going to say that this is definitely a car crash scenario if you're going to see it, or some people say it's a spot fest, but it's not overly done. Well, I like the usage of ladders. I thought it was good. I like the way how Jay Lethal looked. Marty Scurll looked good here too, but also Matt Tavern. I think all three of them contributed a certain way in this match, and I think, oh shit. There was one moment in the match where I think, Marty Scurll tried to show off his quickness. So, yeah, I enjoyed that. I didn't think Jay Lethal. I didn't think Jay Lethal would. I wouldn't know how well he would do in a match like this, but I think he did fantastic. I like how in the middle of the match where he where Marty Scurll knocked off Mac Tavern into the fucking apron and onto the floor. Jay Lethal came back in, tried to give him a submission right on the ladder. And then Jay Lethal started attacking him from the top of the ladder. He actually ended up knocking him down and tossing him out to the floor. I mean, it was a fun little match. I liked how everything turned out. There was one moment in the match where I think what happened was Jay came back in after he got tossed out, and then from Matt Tavern, I believe. No, I'm sorry, it was Marty Scurll. Marty Scurll actually did. Jay came in, and then Scurll ended up hitting him with an umbrella. The umbrella that Marty Scurll was using it. And then he countered a lethal injection and then turned into a crossface chicken wing. Jay ended up slamming him into the ladder to escape the chicken wing. Jay ended up climbing, but then here comes Tavern, and Tavern started fighting back. And then he ended up following suit, and they all started fighting each other, and they all started trading fisticuffs. And then Matt Tavern gets knocked down, and then Scurll then tries to climb up, and then he gets the chicken wing on the ladder. Jay fights, and then Tavern pulls him down. And Tavern fights with Marty Scurll onto the ladder, and then Scurll breaks the fingers to stop him. He tried to break the fingers, at least. Jay cuts him off. Boom. And Matt Tavern gets Jay Lethal, and then he fucking power bombs him off the ring, at the ring apron. He grabs him like he was going to power bomb on the floor, and he ends up power bombing on the ladder, which they set up on near the entrance ramp. So that was very physical. It looked like it was going to wipe out Jay Lethal. It hurt. I kind of cringed when I saw that. Because that metal bending right on your back is fucking painful as shit. So anyway, a little bit towards the end of the match, they all fight. They all started fighting on the ladder, and then here comes Tavern. Tavern comes in and brings in a purple ladder. And I was like, why the fuck does he have a purple ladder for? Why is it a different color? But anyway, that's a small detail. So purple ladder just trips me out. But anyway, it's even taller than the other ladders. So what ended up happening is he ended up setting it up, and then he started climbing. Jay Lethal cut him off, and then Scurll then hits them with another ladder, and then Scurll makes a ladder bridge, and then he climbs up, and then as Jay brings in another ladder, he brings in a third ladder into the ring. He gets a chair shot by Matt Tavern, and then takes out Marty Scurll. Tavern then climbs up. Jay joins him. They started trading strikes. Tavern knocks Jay onto the ladder, and then ends up winning. Wow. I mean, for the length of this match, I'm gonna give it a 7.5. This match lasted almost half an hour. But as far as quality goes, it was really good. It wasn't a masterpiece like the previous matchup, but it was still fun to watch. It was good. It might have had a few dead spots here and there, but Tavern's now a Grand Slam champion in Ring of Honor. So, a TV champion, tag team champion, a world champion. But the crowd, well, they weren't that engaged in it, but that kind of... that's my only complaint about this match. The crowd was not really into it that much. So, maybe a small minus for that. But in the meantime, it was a 7.5 out of 10. kind of a car crash scenario type match, but I actually liked it. It was a lot of fun. I mean, I think it was some good shit, and I think what a lot of people do realize is that if you're gonna have a triple ladder match, you're gonna make it as physical as possible, and then they made it physical. It had a few spots that were a bit dead, but hey, I mean, they tried. They made something out of nothing, so that's what's good. So a 7.5 out of 10. It could have been an 8, but somehow like a subpar crowd. I just wasn't really too sure about that. It's just it's fucking crazy that they had that situation and that scenario for that matter. All right. Main event time. We have the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. The champion Jay White versus Kazuchika Okada. And here comes Gato. Gato is accompanying White to the floor. White is immediately stalling, so we understand who's the heel here. Kazuchika Okada is trying to break clean in the beginning of this match. So we see how they started getting into. They started locking up and then started working on the ropes, and Okada breaks clean. I see that they're working at a slow but a strenuous pace. A few basic moves to start out the whole match. Shoulder tackle followed. Gato tried to distract him a little bit, allowing White to ground things up, so he was a bit of a distraction. Okada fought into his feet, and then he gets taken down. Then Okada escapes once again, and White gets taken down, and then he hits a neck breaker for a 2 count. Once he got taken for a 2 count, White ended up just started messing around. Okada started following, and then they started fighting onto the floor. So once again, there seems to be a pattern going on in this show here. That it seems like a lot of these matches in like the first 2, 3, or 4 minutes of the match, they all start breaking straight into the floor. So anyway, they started fighting on the floor. Okada whipped him up to the top of the barricade and then followed with a running boot. Gato just distracted him and allowed White to suplex Okada into the barricade, which looked painful. It was a painful shit. Painful slam, painful maneuver. White laid the boots to Okada and then stunned him off the ropes. Gets a near fall. White grounds the action once again. And then cuts off Okada with a back elbow. And Okada just fired back. So you can see that he was doing the heel tactics here. But then Okada will just get some momentum ongoing later on in the match, as you can see. Well, I mean, it's not you can see, but, you know, if you watch the show, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So, a little bit midway towards the match, because, first of all, I'm already by this point on, in the midway towards the match, I'm already enjoying what I'm seeing. And I figured, because any type of main event that New Japan Pro Wrestling has, they always fucking deliver. So they always do a great fucking job. Lamb follows Okada and then heads up top, and then an elbow drop connects with a Rainmaker pose. He poses in. White collapses in a Rainmaker. Okada then started giving some kicks. Then he followed with some strikes. And then White hits the flatliner and then a German suplex to cut off Okada. Okada then fought off Blade Runner. And then White managed to suplex him onto the buckles. Uringe followed by a near fall. Okada fought back off with a Kiwi Crusher, but then White dumps him. He rolls him back in and then hits a Kiwi Crusher for a 2 count. So they end up trading strikes. And then Okada gives him a Tombstone Piledriver. That was interesting. Some more kicks. And then he fired back with chops, some punches and strikes, stiff elbows. Okada then hit some uppercuts, but he missed a drop kick. And then Okada then cuts him off with a drop kick. And then Gedo tried to distract Okada, and then he does. But then he hits another drop kick, and White counters the Rainmaker into a sleeper suplex. So White looked up for a Blade Runner. And then they worked into corners, and then they started trading shots. Once they started trading shots, there was a drop kick by Okada, and then he gets a near fall. So there was a lot of movement going on. A lot of movement. And then, let's see my notes here. They started struggling to their feet because they both beat the shit out of each other. And they both fucking started... This is like... Oh, man. This is like the previous matchup for this is like previous title match between the Intercontinental title. So this was a fair effort there from both guys. They really gave it their fucking all here. But anyway, towards the end of the match, they're both fucked each other up so much to a point that they started punching and kicking and striking each other slowly. So then Jay White started to fade. Then Gedo takes the ref, and Jay White tried to give him a nut shot right to Okada. And then Kazuchika ended up countering a Blade Runner into a German suplex. And after he countered he hit a drop kick. A Rainmaker tried to land, but it was blocked. Jay White tried to land a couple of blows, but then Kazuchika wouldn't let go, and he hits his Rainmaker, and then he hits a second, and then a Tombstone, and yet another Rainmaker. Damn, he fucked him up. And of course, that would guarantee him a fucking championship right there. So once he hit the last Rainmaker, it was a third one. Once that connected, 1, 2, 3, the match is over. And Kazuchika Okada is the new IWGP champion. Whew. Man. I can't believe the amount of effort that the New Japan guys put. The Ring of Honor, I admit they got a little bit of work to do, but I'll explain more of that in a minute. But overall, what a main event this was. It would have been better without such lethargic first 15 minutes, but it picked up, luckily. The crowd got involved. Everyone was in it, and the closing stretch was really good. I like the fact that they did a title change, because God knows how many of these they're going to have. And we know they ain't going to happen this year because it didn't. And these motherfuckers, the fucking that caused this pandemic, and I'm not pointing fingers, but I am pointing at governments, but I don't want to start talking about that shit because right now I'm in the wrestling mood. So I'm going to start recapping this extravaganza. So, with that being said, I gave this match, I gave this event an 8.5 out of 10. Now, here's my explanation. Because the main event, I forgot to tell you the main event. The main event was a 9.5. 9.5 out of 10. I loved it. Just barely missed out on being match of the night. But it was still awesome. It was still phenomenal. But let me recap for a minute. And I give the whole show an 8.5 out of 10. Let me just say this. The 30-man Honor Rumble with Kenny King winning it was a battle royal, but it was a cheap fucking finish. I said 6 out of 10, but I think I'm going to change my mind. It's going to be a 5.5. The reason why I say that is because it showcased a lot of talent, but at the same time, I don't know why in Jushin Thunder Liger's last year made him in possibly the last time he would ever be in the United States. Why they would make him look stupid with Kenny King tossing his ass out. And why would they make the Great Muta look stupid by getting Kenny King to throw him out as well? They should have had at least another extra minute or minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes of fighting each other. So that's minus points for that. I did say 6 out of 10 regularly, but I changed my mind. 5.5. The IWGP Never Championship versus the Never Openweight Championship. Jeff Cobb looked really good. So did Will Ospreay. I gave this match an 8 out of 10. It was a nice way to start the show. Rush beating Dalton Castle was like 2 minutes wasted of my time. It's just good to make Rush look good, I guess, which is fine. Dalton Castle's going downhill, and fuck him. I guess it's not that important for him to be right up there at high card status, is it? So it was a squash. So 0 points, no rating. The Women of Honor title match. It was 6 out of 10. I'm gonna keep it that way. I liked the way Mayu Iwatani looked in the match. Kelly Klein tried her best, but I think Mayu looked a lot better than Kelly did. No disrespect to her, but just slightly. Kelly showed her strength. Mayu Iwatani showed her flexibility and her speed and her agility. So 6 out of 10. The New York Street Fight with Flip Gordon, Mark Haskins, and Juice Robinson, and fighting against Bully Ray, Silas Young, and Shane Taylor. I give it a 6 out of 10. Originally, it was supposed to be Juice Robinson and Bully Ray, but that got fucked over. IWGP Junior Heavyweight title between Dragon Lee, Bandito, and Taiji Ishimori. I liked how Dragon Lee looked. Bandito looked awesome. Taiji Ishimori killed it out there. I give it an 8 out of 10. The ROH, the Ring of Honor, IWGP tag titles, both being on the line, with Guerrillas of Destiny winning the match. They put on a good show. It was a 7.5 out of 10. However, I think what happened is the aftermath of this match what kind of overshadowed what happened in it. That stupid bullshit that happened with Enzo and Big Cass. I don't know what the fuck that was about, but that was stupid in my opinion. It looked fucking dumb. These two fucking bums fucking trying to make a name for themselves just because nobody will legitimately hire him unless he's working at some school gymnasium in a shitty independent company. And I don't mean independent promotions are shitty. They're not. It's just that some promotions handle them better than others sometimes. That's just my opinion. That match was a 7.5 out of 10. I think it was good. Zack Sabre Jr. fighting Hiroshi Tanahashi for the Rev Pro British Heavyweight Championship. I gave that one an 8 out of 10. I'm sorry, 8.5. I thought that one was good. It showcased Zack Sabre's mat skills. Hiroshi Tanahashi looked good and with his strong style skills. I like both of them. They both look good. The IWGP Intercontinental title match between Kota Ibushi and Tetsuya Naito. That match stole the show. 10 out of 10. That was a show stealer. Amazing. Phenomenal. And if you ever want to watch this show and you want to see some 5-star classic, that match is for you. Matt Tavern and Jay Lethal and Marty Scurll in the ladder match for the Ring of Honor Championship. I gave that one a 7.5. There was a few crazy moments here and there, but at the same time, I thought to myself there could have been the crowd should have been more into it. I don't blame the talent for this type of match. I don't blame them for their efforts. I just think that I kind of blame this on the crowd a little. because I think they could have reacted a bit more. But for some reason, they just weren't into it as much. At least, not as much as the Naito Ibushi match. And then the main event was a 9.5 out of 10, Kazuchika Okada versus Jay White. And, of course, Jay White trying to be the badass. Badass is Bullet Club. And Okada trying to regain that heavyweight IWGP championship, because he's a talent that's very flexible and phenomenal. It's showcased in this match. 9.5 out of 10. What a match! What a match! What a main event! What a show! I mean, if you want my honest opinion, if you want total opinion about it, my main criticism about the event, I rated it 8.5 out of 10. My only criticism is that somewhat of the booking decisions from Ring of Honor. I question that somewhat. I don't know about that, but we'll have to wait and see, because I personally think Ring of Honor could book the better in their point of view, and I think they could have just done a better job of retaining their matches, and with the booking decisions they made, I think they could have just done a lot better. But in New Japan, their portion of the show, they killed it. They killed it. They really fucking produced a hell of a show. And I was into it. I had my eyes glued to the television screen the whole fucking time. So, I think to myself, oh, what a wonderful event. What a wonderful event. It's just, I think to myself that's something worth watching. So I'm going to give this show, an 8.5 out of 10. It was just wonderful. Wonderfully done. So I'll give my round of applause for that. Good show, you guys. I hope they do more big arena shows in the future. I mean, hopefully when this pandemic ends, man, I mean, I just wish this pandemic would end right now. But apparently it's not going to end anytime soon, motherfuckers. But anyway, let's just take a moment and think about what could be and what could have been, or what's going to happen. Let's take a look and see, hey, well, if maybe they could produce another card next year. We know it's not going to happen this year, but it could happen next year. So let's see where this goes from now on. Hopefully these venue owners would be generous enough to produce professional wrestling and continue to have more big arena shows. I mean, I always stick to the classic small venues, but at the same time, you gotta hope for the Enthusiasm hosting a 20,000 seat stadium. That's just how I think. I mean, I think that's going somewhere. So hopefully they do just that. So that's my review. 8.5 out of 10 for the Ring of Honor New Japan Pro Wrestling's G1 Supercard from 2019. Last year, what a show. Bravo. All right. I read something on the internet about Vince McMahon, and there was something on Quora. It was on Quora.com, and I found something that was very interesting. And this was and I believe someone asked about this type of question back in March 8th of this year. It was about 4 or 5 days before the pandemic started. Someone asked, is Vince McMahon a good guy or an asshole? A guy, I'm not going to describe what the person's name is, but because I'm not going to disclaim any names here, and I'm not going to discredit anybody's post, nor am I going to start mentioning who it is, because I'm not going to do anything that's going to revolve around slander, except for the piece of shit human being that Vince McMahon is. He is a shit stain on an underwear of life, in my opinion. He's proven it to me that he doesn't like talent. He doesn't like young people that that are working for a living. He doesn't give a fuck about his company or his members of his staff. Just by the way, he's running the WWE. Now, this read was very interesting, and I'm going to go and quote on it verbatim. Because this is just an honest opinion, because he's saying, well, is he an asshole or is he a good guy? Well, let's look at it this way. And this is what I'm quoting from the Post. Is Vince McMahon a good guy or an asshole? Someone answered the question. And he says, he's both. He's a narcissist. He's capable of being deceptively charming and friendly when he wants to be. But having lived with a narcissist for several years and having an anxiety disorder to prove it, the pleasant image is a facade, and sometimes the mask slips. You could see it in the way he runs the WWE. Narcissists are constantly projecting themselves onto other people, sometimes to the point of behaving like ancient toddlers, going, "No, you're the one with the pooper diaper. You're the one with a pooper diaper." Vince does very little that isn't working out. Running the WWE and watching WWE programming. Having heard accounts from wrestlers and writers over the years, he has problems legitimately believing that people can have different thoughts, opinions, preferences, and desires than he does. My mother's husband, for example, would go so far as to punish us for breaking the rules. Rules that he never told us. Rules that he only thought up in his head and that he never actually voiced. He thought that because he thought that everybody thought that way, and because of it, by breaking those unspoken rules, we were being purposely obstinate. Vince does the same thing. It's why WWE seldom corrects things when there's a negative fan reaction, instead often deciding to double down and ram through the thing that caused the negative reaction. Vince thinks that the fans are going against him personally rather than legitimately disliking what's going on. So here's the point. Because I think, in my opinion, Vince McMahon is a fucking hypocrite, bar none. And the way his process of thought, judging by the way he's handled these situations, especially this whole situation where everyone's in a pandemic and recording from the Performance Center, you have people that work with you that produces this shit and creates fresh new content to produce a television program, and you're supposed to have these top-end television execs, not to mention people that are script writers, to create a format that would produce sports entertainment, or professional wrestling, because I don't like calling it sports entertainment. It's professional wrestling. It's in the moniker in the fucking WWE, in the W in the WWE. What does the W in the middle stand for? Wrestling. That's what it is. But that's not my point. The problem is the way he handled the COVID-19 situation with his talent. Because during a taping of Monday Night Raw a week ago, slated that he could allow to have fans, certain family relatives to come in from the production members and the talent members, so that he could actually produce them to attend these shows. Now, the deal is, they show up to these tapings, they show up to these shows, and they're adding to the crowd enhancement and the reactions, enhancing from the developmental that is cheering on them, using as a mock audience. And when they come in, and this is something that they didn't know about, Kevin Dunn tells the audience members, "Oh, you cannot wear masks. You cannot wear masks." And then it's obviously discouraged that, you cannot wear masks. If you wear masks, you're not a wrestling fan. If you wear masks, you're not a wrestling fan. Are you fucking high? Are you fucking so crooked and bankrupt in your personality to a point that you can't wear a fucking mask in a wrestling taping show because you're trying to prevent yourself from getting coronavirus? Are you fucking out of your fucking mind? And look this is not just a Kevin Dunn issue. This is a fucking Vince McMahon issue. This is some complete, utter crap that this son of a bitch fucking came up with. Oh, if these audience members are gonna be wearing COVID masks, and I don't want them around my studio entrance, pal. Fuck you, Vince McMahon, you piece of shit. You fucking turd nugget, fart knocker, cocksucking motherfucker. That's why your wife Linda fucking donates millions of dollars to the Trump administration and the Small Business Administration just for you to get a fucking buck, so you could kiss his balls and suck his dick. And so that way you could still consider yourself that the shitty fucking governor of Florida, DeSantis, who fucking deemed your fucking business essential because you're a fucking rotting turd, and you know the fact that you're wrong on so many levels. Wrestling fans know about it. They know that you're fucking wrong by the way you treat your talent, by the way you treat your employees, by the way you treat everyone in the wrestling business and the wrestling fans, and you alienate people to say, oh, if this is what wrestling is about, then I don't want to watch it. Because you alienate them to this stupid kiddie bullshit that nobody wants to fucking watch. It's so stupid that he fucking comes up with shit that makes no fucking sense. That's so inconsistent. And this does beg the question: does this motherfucker actually watch his own product? That is a question that I have in order to determine if this guy is completely a lunatic, a senile old fart, a fucking crusty, delusional individual that tries to run $1 billion company and tries to fuck over most of his employees, especially for a fucking failed attempt at a football league. Not once, but twice. The first time was his fault. The second time wasn't. I'll grant it that, because I'll be honest here. Him creating the XFL the second time, it was going to be working. Little did we know, if we would have known that we had a pandemic, we would have said it was a bad time. This motherfucker actually thinks that the world revolves around him because you're a fucking delusional individual and you haven't even seen the outside world for yourself. You got to contribute yourself to society, and then maybe you better understand what's going on in the world that surrounded you. If you were more open and more out there, out in the world, and you'll fucking probably have a better understanding of how people feel about your product and all kinds of other shit. That anything that has a negative notion towards your company, you probably feel that you feel like that people are alienating you. No, they're not. They feel that you're doing something wrong and you refuse to acknowledge it. Because that's the type of fucking idiotic person you are. You surround yourself with yes men, just like the way CM Punk said. And that promo was cut 9 years ago, and I saw that shit happen live. And let me tell you something. That was incredibly ballsy by what CM Punk did, even though it was a shoot/work. But I don't give a shit. He said a lot of the truth. And the truth is, you're a fucking bum, Vince McMahon. You're a delusional, idiotic individual that refuses to fucking acknowledge the fact that the world revolves around you, and you think that people are going to praise you for it. Oh, I am definitely a genius. No, you're not. You were a genius at one point, in the 80s, in the 90s, in the early parts of the 2000s, all the way until 2007. After that, you became a fucking idiot. You rich cocksucker that you are. And you and on Kevin Dunn. Fuck you, you fucking turd. You're a fucking joke. You're a degenerate. You're a remedial bastard. You're an ignoramus. And you're just a bunch of bullshit because you believe in stupid storylines and fucking and delusional way of thinking because you think that wrestling is actually another form of fantasy. In reality, wrestling is a simulation of fighting, produced right in front of your fucking eyes. And let me tell you something else too. The reason why in 1990 and before that people thought it was real to them. And the reason why they thought that was real to them was because it worked. They took everything seriously. The wrestling matches were taken seriously, and everything else was so cool, and everything was going good. And then, of course, everything felt like a prize fight. Someone was going to get their gas kicked. You changed all that once the business got exposed in early 2000s with the kayfabe in the vocabulary. You decide to fucking make it into a circus. Let me ask you something. And I can make a comparison to ratings that it was back in 1998 or 1999. And I can make a fucking ratings comparison compare to what it was now and how it is now. Look at how this shit's gone. Okay? I'm going to go and take a look at this. There's an article right here that was written by Ryan Dilbert, who back in May 1999, May 10th. Sadly, this was about 2 weeks before Owen Hart's death. But you could see how high the ratings were back then. They were getting 8.1s. 8.1 ratings. How the fuck can you fuck that up? You know how many people were probably watching the product around this time back in 1999? There had to be at least 20 million people. 15 million maybe. I don't know exact numbers. But there was over 10 million at the most. Guaranteed. Now these days, you're lucky you could get 1.8 million. And you're lucky your ratings demographic could be 0.6. How dare you destroy or attempting to destroy the entertainment value that I love, that I've been watching since I was 3. And I'm watching you destroy it by not giving these younger talents a chance, by not giving the people excitement, by making stupid, nonsensical storylines, and then on top of that, you're not even taking care of your talent. And now 30 plus people in your staff now have COVID-19. You are destroying the professional wrestling business, whether it's for pleasure, for profit, or you're doing it just on purpose. You are a stupid, dumb motherfucker. You could kiss my fat fucking ass. You piece of shit. You fucking degenerate. You fucking senile bum. I'll tell you what I'm going to buy you for your birthday. A casket. That's what I'm going to do. It just disgusts me thinking about it. But you know what? It's fine. I'm going to be thinking positive because the next time, when I come back and record another episode of the Wrestling Enthusiast Real Talk podcast, we're going to review AEW Fyter Fest night number 1. As you can tell, they're going to do a 2-night taping this coming Wednesday on the 2nd of July. We're already in July, folks, and what a fucking year we had, huh? God damn. I hate it. I mean, I like the first 2-3 months that I've had. There was a lot of fun. But the last 3 months we've had is complete shit. Maybe it's because I haven't attended any wrestling events yet. But you know something? Sooner or later the time's going to come. But for right now, we are going to review AEW Fyter Fest night number 1. Night number 2 will air on 1 week later, on the 9th of July. I'm sorry, was it 9th of July? I have to double check on that. But nonetheless, this coming Wednesday, actually it's July 1st. I'm sorry. July 1st will be the first day, and the second day will be on July 8th. So I will review the first night, and then the very next week, we'll review the second night. So let's see how that goes from there on out. I might have botched that shit, but I don't know who gives a fuck anyway. Okay. For that in mind, I'm going to close out the podcast today. I'll close out this episode. So I'm signing off. This is Eric Peralta reminding you to wash your ass. See you guys next week. I'll see you then. Bye-bye, everybody.